We're learning how to write the letter E in lowercase e with Fundations verbiage. Then we'll talk about the sound to be produced with the E. And then finally, we're going to end up with how to troubleshoot if you have a student or a child who struggles writing the letter E. So Fundations verbiage first goes like this. E is a plain line round letter, but it's special. It starts below the plain line. Go to the plain line, go between the plain line and the grass line, fly under the plain line, then go up to the plain line and around to the grass line. E, ed, e. Now, as we all know, E can be read as e or it can be read as E. Sometimes it's read other sounds as well. But we only teach at this young age that it is that short vowel sound, the e sound, because there are rules that we'll talk about later with the students on when to decide. Is it an e in this situation or an E? But when they're first learning, we want them to learn the most common way to do it so that they don't have to worry about rules yet. They just, vast majority of the time when they see an E, it will be read as an S sound. Now, the best thing I have found, I honestly don't teach the Fundations verbiage with E, with probably several of my letters. I feel like the kids get it a little differently. So if you've seen my other videos, you know we talk about letters don't like to float. They get scared when they're not touching lines. And so this is the way I teach E to my students. Okay, so the E, he is, and I check with them, hey, remember how letters, do they like to float or do they like to touch lines? And they're like, oh, they like to touch lines. Well, our poor little E is a very scared letter. Let me tell you why. Look where the E starts. Is he touching a line or is he floating? I'd say he's floating. And he's really far from a line. So he gets scared and he just runs. And he goes, ee, as he runs. And then he stops. He's like, wait a minute. There's a line up there. I can just go up there and touch that line. And so then he's going to go up to that line and he's going to come around, scratch his back. And then he's going to tag this line and run. Because what do we do at recess? We tag and then we run. So he's going to follow it around. He's going to tag that line and run, scratching his belly on the grass line. E, ed, e. So again, what happens? Is he floating or touching a line? He's floating, so he gets scared, and what's he do? He runs, and then he goes, oh, there's a line up there. So he goes up, scratches his back, tag, run, scratches his belly. E, ed, e. E can be kind of tricky for kids because it's kind of knowing where they are in space. How you can support your kiddo if they're struggling is to start them. Okay, here's your dot. Okay, that's probably the best way, because otherwise, just scared me. So sometimes they'll start here and they'll do something like that, or here and do something like that. You know, they're not used to that halfway between. So we kind of talk about it's kind of halfway between those two, but I can give them a dot to get them started.